So this is other video of receptors. Okay, here are just basics of types of receptors. Okay, how many types you know, and some more new receptors. So receptors basically like some properties which has got a recognition site. So the primary site, it is also called as orthosteric site, and it's called allosteric site. It is also known as allotopic site, or mainly you should know allosteric site and orthosteric site. Okay, now types of receptors, there are mainly four types of receptors. These are the inotropic, okay, receptors, metabotropic receptors, which are also known as GPCRs. Okay, these are the seven serpentine receptors. Okay, and the kinase receptors, kinase linked receptors. So what is kinase? Kinase is an enzyme which is responsible for phosphorylation, okay, reaction. Okay, so kinase is a which add a phosphate group to the compound. So kinase linked receptors. Okay, and there are some nuclear receptors, the receptors that regulate the gene transcription. Okay, so these are the four types of basic receptors. Okay, in detail we'll go bit later. Now there are some experimental methods for characterization of receptors. Okay, so these are very typical thing, like graphical thing. You should sometimes it is not easily understood, so we'll discuss also, but sometimes later. So just knowing what is like relative what are the methods, the relative potency measurements of a series of agonist. This is one of the method of characterization of receptors. The other is the determination of the affinity or of dissociation constant of antagonist, that is the PA2 or PKB value. Okay, then isomeric activity ratio of the agonist, and via use of radio labeled ligands. These are the four methods we can say, or experimental methods for the characterization of the receptors. Okay, now the receptors, these are one of the like cholinergic receptors. It is muscarinic and nicotinic, and it is like M1, M2 and M3. The muscarinic has three types: M1, M2 and M3. Nicotinic is similarly have NN and NM. Okay, muscle and neuron. It also has NN1 and NN2 receptors. Okay, these are something new. Okay, now in the adrenoceptors, you basically know there is a presynaptic is the alpha 2 receptors, so alpha and beta. In the alpha there is alpha 1 and alpha 2, and in the beta there is beta 1 and beta 2 and beta 3. Okay, so basically you should know about beta 1 because it is cardioselective. Okay, and agonist and antagonist. Okay, now beta 2, it is actually present in the lungs. Okay, so beta 2 agonists are important. Okay, or in the beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, where they are located, everything will be discussed in later. Right, now dopaminergic, there is D1 and D2. It is D1 and D2, and 5-HT, that is the serotonin, is the 5-HT1, 5-HT2, 5-HT3, 5-HT4. Okay, so can you tell ondansetron belongs to which category? It is an agonist or antagonist of which receptor of serotonin? It is a very important question. Okay, now GABA is GABA A, GABA B and GABA C. This is a neuroinhibitory. It is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. Okay, so it has three receptors: GABA A, GABA B and GABA C. Okay, when we learn about benzodiazepine and barbiturate, you'll see they act on the similar receptors as of GABA. Okay, now histamine, which is H1, H2, H3 and H4. Please note H2 is not hydrogen. H2 is histamine 2 receptors. Okay, now something new, purine receptors. Purine receptors are basically adenosine and P2, that is the ATP one. Okay, now adenosine, it has A1, A2, A3 and A4 receptors, and P2X and P2Y, these are the typical receptors. This is the typical receptors of the purine. So these are the purine receptors. Opioid receptors is mu, kappa and delta. Mu, kappa and delta. In the prostaglandin receptors, basically you should just know two things: IP, FP and EP. Okay, so I, F, E. Okay, in the EP it is EP1, EP2 and EP3. Okay, so basically my idea was to summarize all the receptors in one place, and then we'll go in details of each receptors. Okay, thank you.